So you guys are writing checks knowing there's not money in accounts.
Which isn't right either.
Well, that's a fraud.
Yes.
Right?
This is Dave Tuck. He and his wife are suspected of fraud of around $40,000. Dave and Kathy Tuck spent years trying to find a place where their son Jeffrey would truly fit in. Jeffrey is autistic, and too often the world around him wasn't built to be welcoming or flexible. They didn't want special treatment. They wanted one simple thing, a space where he'd be treated like everyone else. So when they couldn't find that kind of place, they made it themselves. In 2013, the Tucks started the Huskies, a hockey team created for people of all ages and abilities, giving players with disabilities the chance to be part of a real team and a real sport. They expected it to be small. Instead, word spread fast, interest grew, the program took off, and what started as a personal mission turned into something much bigger. To keep it running, the Tucks set up a non-profit to fund the team. But they had no background in managing an organization like that, and they handled everything on their own. Money was moved in and out of the non-profit account and sometimes into their personal account without clear records showing where it all went. Even though players still got what they needed, people began asking questions. Donations were coming in, but the paperwork didn't match the story. Before long, concerns about the finances led to an official investigation into the Tucks.
So I have a couple things here, Dave. First of all, I just want to go over a couple things with you.
Okay.
Just so you know, we're being audio and videotaped. Videotape by that camera, audio tape by the microphone on the ceiling, okay? I'm just going to read you a secondary caution, okay? Just want to let you know that if you've spoken with any police officer, or if any such person has spoken to you in connection with this case, I don't want to influence you in making any statement, okay? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay. So, you've talked with legal aid or duty counsel? Duty counsel. Okay. And you're satisfied with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, I was talking with you earlier. Your wife spoke to me and gave me a statement. Okay. And that's why we're here, obviously, now. Basically, as you can see, I have a lot of banking information. Okay. Dave, I have your bank account, I have the Peterborough Huskies bank account, and I have Kathy's bank account. Okay. This is a chance for you to kind of come clean and give me your side. I like to hear everybody's side of the story. Okay. Like I said, Kathy did already give me her side. Okay, which is one of the reasons why we're here right now with a charge of fraud over 5,000 as opposed to fraud under 5,000. You understand that? Okay. So, who are the Peterborough Huskies to you, Dave?
Special needs sports organization.
Okay. And why are they so important to you, Dave Tuck?
Found it.
You found it.
It was our idea.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's to help special needs kids play sports.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And just as a member of this community, I see you guys everywhere. You guys are out there. You got the kids out there, and it's not just kids; it's adults too. If I'm correct, right?
Our age range is 5 to 85. Nobody gets turned away.
Right. Like that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. I mean, we're sitting here today. You're sitting in the basement of a police station talking to a police officer. So, Dave, in my eyes, I'm not judging you, okay? I'm not sitting here going, how could you do this? What were you thinking? All this kind of stuff. What I'm here today to do is, Dave, like, where did this go wrong? You know, why did we do what we did, right? So, that's why we're here today. You guys obviously have a great heart, okay? I talked to your kids briefly today. Seem like great kids. You've raised 2 good kids there, right?
Kathy did most of that.
Okay.
I spent most of my time working.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure, you know, you don't even need to be that humble. I'm pretty sure you definitely did have I mean, just chatting with Chris there for a short, brief period of time. Yeah. You're a good young man there.
He's a good kid, yes.
Yeah. And of course, Jeffrey with his autism, what a nice kid.
From what he's come from, huge change. Like, we had people telling us, when he first got diagnosed, take him to a facility, drop him off and leave him, you'll never be able to deal with it.
Really?
And what he does today is phenomenal.
It's amazing.
But, yeah.
That's awesome. And Chris has a love of cars, it looks like, just from when we pulled up today, he was under the hood.
Yeah, he's got that from me.
That's what he does, that's from you, eh?
One of my spare jobs is I work at a Peterborough Speedway.
Right. And you mentioned how Kathy pretty much raised the kids because you were working all the time. You're a hard worker. You hold down 3 jobs.
I'm down to 1 right now.
Okay.
Because it is winter.
Okay. Yeah. So the paper one, is that the one that's on hold, or what's on hold?
No, I gave that one to Chris.
You gave that one to Chris.
So he'd have a job.
And so the Speedway's one you're talking about because it's winter.
It's winter, and that one's done. That was just a weekend fun job.
Totally.
Barely getting.
And hey, someone's gonna give you some money for it,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Exactly, right?
It's only $40 for the night, but
$40 extra, right?
it's
Right.
the love of the job, that one.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. And if someone's gonna give you a little bit extra coin for it, why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so RBC, there's a Huskies account,
Yes.
and there's a Dave Tuck account, and then there's Scotiabank, there's a Catherine Tuck account.
Yes.
Okay. According to the records that I have, you and Kathy are both co-signers of the Peterborough Huskies account, both being co-founders. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Nobody else has signing authority. Chris Williams?
No.
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 Okay. And I believe Chris Tuck is now a co-founder as well.
Chris named the team and designed the logo.
Cool.
It was a family thing. We sat down. I had coached for the other team for 2 years.
Okay.
We saw, because of Jeffrey, we saw him coming up through the system. Kathy spent all her days, spent all of her days with Jeffrey in school, coming up through the system, trying to get him an EA. She didn't want to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once he was diagnosed. Okay. So working with the other team. Chris had been with the other team for 4 years. I'd been with him for 2 years.
Yeah.
But we had met a lot of people that didn't know anything about it. And we knew there was room for another team.
Okay.
We knew there was enough kids to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
And Kathy wanted to start. Kathy had mentioned to me a few times, why don't we start our own team? Why don't we do this? Well, before I said yes, I needed to know that I was 100% into it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And after spending 2 years with the other team and meeting these kids that they had on their organization, how special they were, how good they are, and knowing they're like the kids that I go into the schools where Jeffrey went to and Chris, and not seeing any of them in that organization, I knew there was a whole new world for it.
Right.
You know, there's a whole new, and there is, and we've proven that over 3.5 years of being organized.
Yeah.
That there is.
For sure.
They have their.
The detective opens by making everything official. Dave is recorded, warned, and reminded he already spoke to legal aid, then calmly drops the real pressure. Kathy has already given a statement, and the police now have the banking records for Dave's account, the Huskies' account, and Kathy's account. After that, he switches to rapport, praising the team and Dave's family to frame this as good intentions that went wrong, not pure greed. But Tuck's biggest mistake was simple and deadly. He didn't keep separate accounts for the nonprofit, his business, and his personal spending, which made every transfer look suspicious. This is also a common mistake small business make, or people who get into business the first time.
4 families, I believe. We have our 40 to 50 some odd families just in our hockey program.
Yeah.
That's just one of, I think, 12 programs. So, once I was into it for 100%, then I went to Kathy and said, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I knew it would grow,
Yeah.
but I didn't expect it to grow this fast.
Okay.
It wasn't like, that many kids, that short a period of time, and the community knowing about it so well.
Oh, you had something special going, right? And that's what people saw, and that's what attracts people, right? To stuff
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
we didn't attract him for this.
No.
This is not what.
No.
And I just I'm lost for words at the amount you came with.
Yeah.
I am. I'm totally lost for words because I know a lot of that isn't or shouldn't be there. Okay. As far as the stuff we paid cash for, it doesn't show on our books.
Okay.
Doesn't show anywhere.
Okay.
So I know it wasn't. I just know it wasn't that amount.
Okay. So you're registered as a not-for-profit, right?
Non-profit.
Right. So you are not a charity, so you can't issue any charitable receipts. Is that correct?
To my understanding, we can issue receipts to the families
For the tax benefit for the recreation.
for the recreation.
Right. So if someone was to donate off the top, said, hey, Dave, you know what, you're doing a great job here, here's $1,000, that person couldn't get a receipt, right?
We did not issue receipts
Right.
for that $1,000 because
Yeah.
we could not do.
Right, okay, gotcha. Okay, so basically, when the whole Bewley thing hit the paper back in February, that you owed the Bewley Arena money and all that kind of stuff, okay? That's when sort of stuff started to spiral, like where's the money going and stuff like that, okay? Kind of our investigation starts going with that, okay? So I end up getting bank records for yourself and Peterborough Huskies and Kathy. And one thing I noticed right off the hop is there are over 40 email e-transfers that come from Husky parents, if you will,
Yes.
and they end up in your personal account.
That we did not have the Huskies account set up for e-transfer,
Yeah.
so we have them transfer it to me,
Yeah.
and then I would.
Okay.
It would actually end up paying Husky bills with it.
Okay. I am going to suggest, though, I thought of that as well. And so when I looked at your bank account, I did notice that a lot of the time, that money didn't go back into the Huskies. It wasn't withdrawn and put into the Huskies account. There was some withdrawals, but it didn't happen all the time.
No.
Okay? Just so you know. Okay?
Yeah.
And,
No,
and know that I know that, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
The thing about stuff like this is bank statements, they pretty much show everything.
Yes, and I'm not trying to hide anything.
Right.
Like I said, it's like
Right.
a lot of stuff. Some of our programs we paid cash for.
Yeah.
So we'll take it out of my account and go pay cash for those.
The other thing about cash, and I mentioned this to Kathy, is as a not-for-profit organization, by law, you need to keep receipts for any purchases. You need to keep a ledger and an account log, okay, for all that money. Because you're dealing with other people's money, Dave. You're not dealing with Dave and Kathy Tuck's money. You're dealing with Lorraine Greer, Linda Lawrence, Valerie Henry, Clarissa Ruquart, Moira Stephen, Valerie Henry, Lynn Black, Alicia, and then the names go on and on and on. These are the people you're dealing with. You're dealing with their money, okay? And in the beginning, the intention was there. I get it, but over time, it's like, well, I could use this money right now in my life. So you do, thinking maybe down the road you might replace it or whatever. But according to the records, you just never do. Okay. So there was that. There was the e-transfers that came in from the players' parents for such things as registration costs or a clothing costs, stuff like that, and into your account. Okay. The other one too is that happened to Kathy's, not as much as yours, but I'm gonna let you know that because this seemed to surprise you about amounts. Okay.
Yeah.
$9,162.80 was e-transferred to the Peterborough Huskies and into your account. Okay, and like you said, some of the stuff did get paid to that, but that's how fast that adds up.
Yeah.
$9,162.80 into Dave Tuck's account.
Okay.
Okay? So it doesn't take long for
No, I
for $30 here, $200 there, stuff like that adds up fairly quickly. Okay? Okay. The other thing, too, is for the Peterborough Huskies account, you guys paid a lot of your stuff by check.
Yes.
Okay, that I see here. Okay, if you entered the Canada Day Parade, you paid $100 by check. Binkley Toys Incorporated, $152.55 by check. John Sign, City of Peterborough, Darning Insurance, Kids Carnival, James Todd, John Signs again, rental of St. James Church, the rental of the Kawartha Pine Ridge District School Board, John Signs again, all paid by check. Check, okay? So, it started to kind of red flag me when I saw as many cash withdrawals as I started to see. Okay? So, and again, over a 3-year period, they add up real quick. Okay?
3 years, yes.
So, 21st of August 2013, $827 withdrawal of cash. 23rd of August, okay, 2 days later, $275 of cash. September 24th, $270 of cash. October 15th, 2013, $250 cash. October 23rd, $300 cash. So back in 2013 when you first started, there was a lot of cash withdrawals and stuff like that. But as the years went on, okay, there was a few that kind of, sparked my interest, such as 27th of March, a $600 cash withdrawal. And then 4 days later, on the 31st of March, $508 cash withdrawal. That's $1,108 in 4 days.
Yeah, that's...
Do you know what I mean? Like, where in 4 days does the Peterborough Huskies need to pay that much money when we're paying for all this other stuff by check? Why do we have a cash withdrawal? And then have you guys say, I don't know where it went because I don't have a receipt, because I didn't put it in a ledger, I didn't put it on a spreadsheet, I didn't do that stuff. It just can't happen when you're dealing with other people's money, Dave.
Yeah.
You understand that? It just can't happen. Okay? And then April 16, 2014 and 21st of April 2014, a total of $840 cash in a short amount of time like that. Okay?
Yeah.
And I could go on and on and on.
I'll read you got lots of paper.
I do. Welcome to this is life of a fraud officer. Okay, and you know what? I was telling Kathy, I spent a better time frame of about a year on this. Okay, almost a full year. Okay, so and this is what going through all this by line, everything. Okay, hoping I'm not going to find. If you're sitting here thinking, oh, I hope I find stuff on them, you're wrong. Okay? Because I believe in yours and Kathy's hearts that you guys started this program for those kids. Okay? So I'm actually hoping when I'm going through this stuff, I'm not going to find stuff. Which is kind of backwards when you think about what a police officer should be doing. I'm hoping I'm not going to find stuff. And I did. Okay? Stuff like on June 3rd, 2014, $700 cash. 4 days later on the 7th of June, $400 cash. That's $1,100 in 4 days withdrawn in cash. Meanwhile, you're paying all these other bills in checks out. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of sitting here going like, and then the same month, on the 26th, another $300 cash. Okay? So there's just so much. And this grand total of cash out in 3 years is $32,347 in cash that you guys don't have receipts for, you don't have a ledger for, you don't have any. It's just gone. Keith, I'm telling you, we spent it on I promise you, we spent it on the Huskies. There's no proof that you did, though.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know where it went. Like I don't have anything anything to show for it.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. One other thing I want to point out to you here, Dave.
It makes sense for people to donate to the club. It was well beloved in the community since it was one of the few places where all kids could be equal. The problem was some withdrawals. The withdrawals were not always deposited into the Husky account. Many of the bills for the team were paid in cash. While there was nothing illegal about that, it did not look good on paper.
Sorry, that's on this page. On the 11th of February 2014, $100 cash is withdrawn from the Huskies account. On the 11th of February 2014, $100 cash is deposited into Dave Tuck's account. Same day. Dave, when I first saw that, I went, coincidence. This has to be a coincidence. Okay? That's what I first thought. We're talking $100 here. Dave got $100 from somewhere and decided to put it in. No big deal. That's what I'm thinking, okay? Well, Dave, and then on the 20th of February, I see $250 cash is withdrawn. On the 20th, there's $200 cash put in your account. Okay, Dave? Then on the 21st of April, $790 cash is withdrawn from the Huskies account. $230 ends up going into your account the exact same day. So again, maybe stuff used for the Huskies, like there's still $400, $500 outstanding from what was taken out of the account, but some put in your account. Okay? And I'm sorry, Dave, like this just goes on and on and on. Okay? It's just one of those things where I wish it didn't. I wish I wasn't seeing what I see, but I do see it, right? So the 6th of August 2014, $240 cash is withdrawn. Half of that, $120, is deposited into your cash. Just so happens on the same day. Okay? The 23rd of September. Okay, the 23rd of September, there's there's $300 cash taken out on September 19th. On the 23rd, $300 cash is put into your account. Okay? So there's just, these are just never ending. And I was hoping I wouldn't see these, but I just kept seeing them over and over and over again. Okay? Move right into 2015, into April. Okay? And then there's another one here where there was $330 cash taken out in December. 4 days later, $400 cash taken out. 5 days later, $250 cash taken out. 3 days later, $300 cash taken out. Those are all in a 2-week span in December. What else happens in December?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, I'm speechless. I'm sorry, but
I know.
I'm totally sickened by all this. Like, really,
Dave, it takes 2 people to withdraw from that account.
Yeah, I know. I'm part of it. I'm not denying that. I'm part of it. Okay? It just...
But I'm not saying, Dave, for 1 minute that $32,000 that went missing was just spent on the Tux. You're not driving a Porsche. You're not driving... You guys aren't living with above your means, right? My goodness, I think you're just doing small things here and there. I know you went on a trip to the Daytona 500.
That was, I can tell you how much I spent there and on that.
You and a buddy, yeah.
Yeah. It cost me $260 in gas to go down.
Yeah.
My buddy paid the hotel.
Okay.
I spent maybe $500.
Okay.
But that was money I saved up on my own. I did not spend.
So you're not going on elaborate trips with your wife on cruises and stuff, and that's what I'm saying, right? So my question is, where does all this money go? Do you eat out a lot?
I don't.
You got bills to pay at home?
Well, it's the typical ones.
Okay.
You know, we got our cell phones. We have the internet, so we can do the Husky stuff.
Yeah.
Hydro.
Yeah.
You know, rent.
Right.
You know.
You had a car payment there.
I have one car. Yeah. The little red convertible I got.
Yeah.
It was less than $500.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but
But you had the Versa, the 2010 Nissan Versa that was in the accident, is that right?
Got rode off St. Patty's Day Parade day.
But that was, you were paying $372 a month and some change, according to your bank records,
Yeah.
right? Like I said, I have everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can right down to the penny, I can
Yeah.
pretty much tell you what you're paying for your car. You have insurance for your car, right?
The cars, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of payments there, you know? But like I agree when you say you're not living above your means, but there's cash being spent on the Tucks here,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So how much do you think? Like, I know you're flabbergasted by all the numbers I'm throwing at you. It's
I'd have to, like, seriously sit down and go over them myself and what I can remember. Okay? That's just it. It's like, what can I remember? I had a bad memory to begin with. So I'd say, you know, there's times where it's, you know, I have my full trust in Kathy and I throw my autograph on there.
okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, we go together and pay the bill, be the Husky bill or the Tuck bill.
Okay. On the 19th of May 2015, $1,320 cash went missing. Well, not went missing, was withdrawn, I guess, sorry.
Sorry, how much?
$1,320 on the 19th of May 2015.
19th.
Like, that's quite a withdrawal.
That is. And why? Wow.
So let's back up a bit, because on the 7th of April, Costco made a $5,000 donation that was put in the account. And right after the Costco $5,000 donation went in there, you ready for this? The 11th of April, $100 cash withdrawn. 14th of April, $350 cash withdrawn. 18th of April, $250 cash withdrawn. 21st of April, $130 cash withdrawn. 24th of April, $350. So right there you're looking at $1,200, and then the next month $1,320 cash. So you're looking at, in that, since the Costco one went in there, and that wasn't this past year's Costco, that was the year before's Costco, because there's two Costco checks for $5,000.
Yes.
You're looking at, right after that went in there, that $5,000 went in there, Dave, within a month, okay, maybe a month and 2 weeks, so 6 weeks, there's about $2,400 in cash withdrawals. That's pretty big. Was there anything that's substantial, do you remember?
I know that went towards Husky bills and paid cash. I know there's sometimes Kathy would write checks and ask them to hold it. And when we get cash in, she just go and buy the check back.
Okay.
Which is a huge mistake, because then there's no record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
So I know we did that a lot of times, and I remember that's what we did there.
But
Is we went and paid cash for these checks, but like again, no paper trail, no record of it, because those checks would have been destroyed. Not.
So are you backing up and saying that all the cash withdrawn is all going towards the Huskies? Because Dave, I'm gonna say it's not, okay? And I have evidence to prove that. Okay? Do I want to believe that part of that is? I do. But if I marry this up to your account, I know some cash deposits are going into your account. Okay? July 7th, 2015, July 13th, 2015, and July 21st, 2015, a total of $1,275 in cash taken out there in a 2-week period. We're not talking chump change here, are we?
No, you're talking $32,000 over 3 years.
Right. You're right.
That's like,
And nothing to show for it.
that's 2 years of my paycheck.
Yeah.
What I take
What
home.
you take home from Call Cab, right?
Yeah. That's
This one floored me a bit as well. The the same date that Costco gave money this year, the 7th of March 2016, $1,600 cash was taken out right away, and then $800 cash. So again, $2,400 cash in 2 days after a $5,000 check from Costco goes in.
I got nothing I paid for that amount. I got, like I said, all I can say on that until I sit down and go over this and find out what we spent on us and what we spent on the Huskies. Other than that, I have no idea what the amounts were.
On June 1st, 2016, a $615 check from the Rotary Club in Bridgenorth. I think that was for the Polar Plunge, Kathy said?
Yes.
The date that was deposited for $615 cash was withdrawn.
Would have been taken to pay a bill, because I know that one, because that's they sent the check to the wrong person. The wrong person called it back, or they had to do it, and we ended up getting the check late. Okay. And we went out and paid off a check that was, like I said, gone out, paid off a check that was being held by someone for the Huskies. Okay.
The thing about Dave is that everything is so poorly explained that it feels like he is trying to run a scam. But the fact is that everything he says, it's true.
Okay. So you're telling me every time money comes in, you guys go out and pay bills right away? Even though there's bills being paid by checks, right? Why did you guys start paying bills with cash again? Instead of checks?
Well, like I say, so Kathy likes to pay cash on a check that, she'll write them a check, and if, because we have this money coming in, it was like that $650.
Yeah.
It was expected on a certain date.
Okay.
So, write a check for that date, and then if it didn't come in the day before, she would contact them.
Yeah.
As soon as I get that money, I'll come in and pay you. Can I get the check back?
Okay. So what about...
No, that's not. Anyway.
What about the money owed to the Hamilton Township Recreation Department for the Bewdley Arena? They're still out that money.
Yes.
But around that same time, Costco gave you a check for $5,000. So should that not have covered that almost?
I believed it should have.
But you're telling me that $5,000 from Costco went to pay other bills first?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm not in full knowledge of what timeline bills were.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me to answer that question, I couldn't answer it correctly. That's just I'm not trying to dodge or anything.
Okay.
I just don't know the timelines. I don't know the correct answers.
And then you guys got a bunch of trophies made at Austin Trophies?
Yes.
Okay. And when you went and picked them up, there was no money in the account, so Kathy wrote 3 post-dated checks, is that correct?
Yes.
Because the final bill was $1,887.16.
Okay.
Okay. So one post-dated check was for March 31st, 2016 for $500. The second was for April 30th, 2016 for $500, and the third one was for the 31st of May, 2016 for $887.16, which makes up the full $1,887.16, right?
Okay.
Okay. Comes time for the first one to be cashed, and Kathy says, "Don't cash that check. We'll come in with cash." Why is there cash at home but not in the bank? Because you guys went in and paid for cash, paid it with cash.
We would have got it out of the bank or taken it out of my account.
Okay, but hold on a second here. He has a check from the Peterborough Huskies account for $500.
Why not put it into the account? Yes.
Okay, Dave? And he's told not to cash that check because that money's not in the account. We will come in and pay cash. And you did. You came in with $500 cash. Why do you have Peterborough Husky money, $500 cash at home that's not in that account?
I don't know that timeline. I honestly.
Okay. But do you see
I
what I'm dealing with?
I fully understand what you're dealing with.
Right.
And
Because as soon as April 30th came around, okay, it was the same thing. It was like Groundhog Day. It was like, don't cash that check. There's no money in that account. And you came in with Chris, and Chris paid it on his debit card. Oh, yeah.
Chris,
Your son?
my son, Chris.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Okay.
No clue about that.
And then,
Where was I?
I don't know. The last check for $887 for the 31st of May, again, Groundhog Day, telephone rings, don't cash that check, there's no money in the account, we're going to come in and pay cash. So, of course, Garnet says, okay, nobody ever shows up. He emails Kathy back, and Kathy says, I'll be in tomorrow. Sorry about that. Never shows up. This was back, when was your banquet? So this is back in May, early June, that she says she's coming in back and forth. And now we're in November, and that hasn't been paid. So you guys are writing checks knowing there's not money in accounts.
Which isn't right either.
Well, that's a fraud,
Yes.
right? And I get where those trophies went. You made so many kids smile at that banquet, I bet. I bet those kids were smiling, right?
But it doesn't pay the bills.
It doesn't. And people in this community are running businesses. And Peterborough's small, Dave.
Oh, yes.
Peterborough's small.
This year could kill the Huskies.
Okay? Word of mouth.
Yes.
Okay? Don't deal with the Huskies. They don't pay their bills. That's all it takes. Might be one of the reasons why you're supposed to be meeting with the examiner tonight. I heard. Right?
Well,
Kathy told me about that.
he hasn't been a fan since the get-go.
Well,
So I'm not worried about Mike.
I'm just saying. People want answers, though, Dave.
No, and they deserve answers.
Right?
And
They do when you're dealing with other people's money. And the parents deserve answers. So Dave, sitting here right now, what if all those parents are sitting on the other side of that camera right now? Huskies parents. What would you like to say to them?
what could I say?
I don't know.
Make it right. We will make it right. We didn't do this to be fraudulent. We didn't do this to be to self-gain. We did this to help these kids.
And I believe
make these
that.
happy.
I believe that. I believe you guys did not start this organization to say, hey, here's how we can get some extra money. I do believe what you're saying on that one. However, when you guys are the only people who are dealing with the money, the ins and outs, there's nobody to keep you guys accountable except for Kathy to Dave and Dave to Kathy. So then it became easy because life gets difficult financially. A little bit here and a little bit there, right?
But $32,000 for this. Just sorry that. I don't know what.
Plus the 9 that went into your account. Now some of that did come out. I can't tell you where that. There's a couple withdrawals of cash. I can't tell you where it went. You can't prove where it went either. Okay, definitely didn't go in the Huskies account, so I don't know if you bought stuff for the Huskies with that because you don't keep receipts. So if you want to throw 32,000 and 9,000, now we're up to what? 41. And then there are some in Kathy's as well. I mean, it doesn't take long for numbers to add up, right? And you're a not-for-profit organization dealing with other people's money. So, Dave, that brings me to something else here. What's going on in March 2017?
The big tournament.
Big tournament, yeah.
Which Well, it's totally separate from the Huskies.
Because it's SHI?
Because we have separated it from the Huskies so that just keep it separate. It's not a Husky. Huskies are hosting it,
Okay.
but we have myself and Chris Williams as signers on that account.
Okay.
And that's only money going in from teams registering and all that.
Yeah.
And there's no, like, I don't know.
Is there any money missing from that account?
No. God,
No?
no.
Can you tell me why?
I don't think there's any in it yet.
Okay.
There might be.
Okay. So you guys have no sponsors yet for medallions or anything like that?
Oh, that. But we're just setting that up now.
Okay.
Like all that's money. We haven't even we've got. I forget the hotels in Peterborough. They have an organization.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they want to stay out of it, but they've given us $15,000.
Okay.
We haven't accepted it yet.
Okay.
They haven't cut us a check or anything yet.
Yeah.
We just last week at the SHI meeting, okayed who we were getting the medals from.
Okay.
Who's doing our medals?
Who's that?
It's a company called Tags Inc.
Okay.
Nobody's paid money.
Okay.
We haven't paid for it, and they haven't asked for money, and that's just the board of SHI accepting the fact that this company won the bid to make 1,600 medals for all these kids coming.
Right. Now, you're the president for SHI, Special Hockey International. Is that right?
Special Hockey International.
Special Hockey International.
Yes.
Sorry. Do you have any signing authority for any of that stuff? No.
No.
Okay.
The board doesn't do nothing but they don't do much anyway.
So but who's on the board of that?
There's myself as president.
Yep.
Jim Perkins is vice president.
Okay.
There's some hard names. There's another Jim. What's his position? I haven't even looked it up so long.
Okay. But it's all different people, right? It's not
There's-
husbands and wives and stuff like that, right?
There's Jim and Shauna Perkins. He's vice president. She's secretary.
Okay.
They're husband and wife.
Okay.
They're in Ottawa.
Yep.
Other gentlemen in Ottawa, Canadian reps in Cambridge, U.S. rep, and the UK rep.
Okay. So is there an SHI account?
Yes.
Okay. And who has signing authority over that?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I haven't.
But you don't?
No, not me.
So getting back to my question about this SHI tournament 2017, if there was money in that account, would there be money missing from that account?
No.
Why?
No money in it.
Okay. If there was money in it, Dave, would there be money missing from that account?
No.
Why?
I haven't been into it.
Okay. But I want you to. I'm kind of trying to get you to sort of say it's because Chris Williams and you would keep each other accountable. So,
Yes.
do you know what I'm saying with that?
Dave never meant to do anything illegal. At worst, he may have mismanaged the funds because of sloppy record keeping. But calling it fraud is a step too far.
Because your board of directors for the Peterborough Huskies, okay, and you and your wife are the only two signing authorities on that, you and your wife, who are going to go through financial up and downs together, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm going with this? You have no accountability. You have no accountability. Chris Williams, I'm hoping, is not involved.
No.
But does he know of any of this? Would he know of any of this?
I doubt it because we don't disclose that with him.
Okay.
He is just he's a board member, simply due to the fact that he's a head coach,
Yeah.
and he does a lot with the kids.
So most
Yeah.
boards of not-for-profit agencies have a lot more than husband and wives and sons on it. Okay.
We have been, like I say, this grew so fast,
Yeah.
so quickly for us.
Yeah.
okay? And I don't claim to be the smartest person about all this, okay? So yeah, you know, understanding that we should have more people on the board and separate signing authority, okay? So that the stuff would be, you know,
A is accountable to B and B is accountable to A. Yep.
And all this would be explainable to you,
Right.
right down to the last penny.
Right.
You know, like if this doesn't kill the Huskies, which God, I hope not. You know, there will be major changes, so that everything will be accountable.
Well, that's good to hear.
You know,
Dave, that's good to hear.
Because we didn't build the Huskies up to do this.
Right. No, and
we built the Huskies up to what everybody else out in the community sees.
do you know that I played in a charity game against you guys at Lakefield?
Yep.
With the police, absolutely.
I'm
the one who organized that from this standpoint, from this service. I'm the one who got guys together and girls together, and we came out and we played against you guys.
And I wore
We had
your,
the time, right?
your jerseys.
We had the time of our life. It was awesome.
Yeah,
And that's what the Peterborough Huskies is all about.
Yes. And that's what we attempt to do.
Right. Okay.
The only thing, you know, what a lot of people don't know is that, you know, well, people with kids in the regular hockey system know that they pay thousands of dollars to play hockey for one season.
Yeah.
We charge these kids $250.
Right.
That also gets them their jersey and their socks.
Right.
That comes out of that money.
Yeah.
Plus their ice time for the season.
Yeah.
It nowhere near, even if, you know, every penny is explainable, comes nowhere near what it costs to run the organization. Kathy has taken out her pension that she got from working at Kmart back in the day to fund this.
How much would that have been? Do you know?
I'm thinking around 10,000.
Okay.
That's how we got it started.
That's yeah.
And she, I know why she didn't say that to you.
Well, you know what? And you know what? These things do cost, right? Absolutely do. But you have to be on the up and up. Okay, you can't. You guys cannot take cash out of the Husky account of that other people have helped put in there, and just throw it into your own account or spend it for something that you guys want to do. So this takes me to my other part of this. Okay, this was all stuff on here. You guys do a lot of fundraising.
I'd like to say, yeah, we do.
Let me go to my fundraising list here of 3 pages since 2013.
Yes.
And this is just the stuff I found on the internet. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
trust me.
So, a lot of your fundraising is cash. It's coin, it's dollars, toonies, quarters, dimes, nickels, heck, you take pennies, right?
Yeah.
There's probably the odd $5 bill and $10 bill thrown in there, but there's no checks. Mostly just cash. Like when you stand outside Morello's, stuff like that,
Yep.
people just put that in. It's called a tag day, right?
Yep.
Am I right?
That is correct.
So, when I see all these dates on here of different tag days and different fundraising stuff, where do I go with these? I try to marry these dates up with the dates of the Peterborough Huskies bank account. And I'm hoping that I'm going to see a couple $100 cash deposit here and there that are pretty similar to these dates. Give or take that these might be on weekends, so I might give you the benefit of the doubt of giving the Monday of the next week to the Friday to try and get it in the account. Okay? And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a few big ones, such as Peterborough Cares at Walmart, where Camille Parent is involved in that one, right? And you guys raised like $2,700, right? $3,000?
Yeah, that was
around that, right?
Yeah, that was
A couple years ago?
Yeah, that was the first year.
Yep. Okay. So, and that was in there. But there's also just other ones such as tag days that I'm just not seeing cash deposits in there. So again, cash that people in this community have given to the Peterborough Huskies is at the Tuck residence.
Yeah.
And then when you can't pay a check because there's no money in that account, you say to Austin Trophies, don't cash that check, we'll bring cash over. And if that's cash that you guys have fundraised for, fantastic. But that cash should not be at the Tuck's residence in the first place. That cash should be counted by more than one person to make them accountable, and as soon as practicable, get it in your account. And then when Austin Trophies have a cash to check, or a check to cash, my fault, I'm trying to say that 10 times fast, then they can cash that check, and there shouldn't be an issue. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, I understand that.
Okay. So, last year, there's a haunted house on Walker Avenue.
Yes.
Luke heard?
Yes.
Right. Lucas heard.
He did it again this year.
This year, the Zap attack, right?
And he made a killing this year for them.
Good.
Way more than...
Okay. But last year, let's back up to last year, 2015. He set it up on the 17th of October, the 24th, and the 30th of October, and charged $2 a person to go through his haunted house that he put together. Long story short is he made $1,200 cash for Peterborough Huskies.
Okay.
Okay? So, of course, I go and try and marry that up to...
And you don't find it.
And I'm not finding it. So you got a guy here who worked his tail off. My kids went through that haunted house. They loved every second of it. They loved every second of it. They thought it was just awesome. Okay? So, you got a guy who works his tail off, okay, to raise money for a cause that's close to his heart. Okay? And turns over the cash, Dave, to you like it's, here you go, it's yours. And then it doesn't get to the Huskies.
That went towards his niece to play hockey. She was not charged $250 a year. She was not charged to play baseball.
Okay.
So it went towards the Peterborough Huskies.
All $1,200 of it.
I haven't got the penny amount. Okay. 250 for sure. Whatever we charged for the baseball and whatever else programs she got involved with,
Yeah.
that all helped his niece.
Okay. But there's nothing in writing that shows this, right?
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
You know,
So what should have happened is that $1,250, I should be able to look at your bank account and go, there it is.
Yes.
There is the date he had it, and there's the money in the account. And then let's figure out how we get Lucas Hurd's niece to play for free.
Yeah.
Not let's hold on to the money, oh, by the way.
Yeah, well, you see, that's... Kathy's such a big heart. Our second year with everything coming in, and she, she doesn't want to charge anybody. She has a hard time charging these parents because, they're already strapped.
Yeah.
A lot of these, and our older ones, they're on ODSP, they're on a fixed income.
Fair enough.
But they need to get out there and do an activity.
Yeah.
So her heart is, these kids should not have to pay. Let's find someone else to sponsor them, to support them.
Yeah.
Val Henry, you mentioned her name a couple of times.
Yeah.
She is Rodney
Marwa? Yeah, no, Rodney.
We all know Rodney.
Yep.
She is his sponsor.
Okay.
She pays for him to play hockey.
Cool.
That's where her money goes,
Yeah.
to Rodney. She will buy him clothing.
Yeah.
She will go out and buy him dinner.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Rodney is one of our success stories.
Totally. So let's back up to Valerie Henry. So what would Valerie Henry think if she finds out that the money she has e-transferred to the Peterborough Huskies ends up in Dave Tuck's account and is not taken back out to go over to the Huskies?
The detective zeroes in on the problem. Dave and Kathy are the signing authorities, so there's no accountability when money gets tight. Dave admits the board should have been bigger with separate signing authority because then every dollar could be tracked. The detective targets cash fundraising, tag days, coins, small bills, and says many events don't match bank deposits. He argues cash should never sit at the Tuck house. It should be counted by more than one person and deposited quickly. Otherwise, don't cash the check looks like fraud to outside donors. Even so, supporters say each sponsored child's costs were still covered.
His account. I don't think you have to think too hard on this one. How does Valerie Henry feel about that?
Well, she wouldn't. She would ask me, where did it go?
Okay, but we already know where it is. If Valerie Henry found out that the money she e-transferred went into your account, Dave, how does Valerie Henry feel? Not asking where it went. She knows where it went. How does she feel now?
I don't understand.
Okay, so how does Valerie Henry e-transfers you money? It goes into your personal account, not the Huskies account where Rodney Marawa is a member.
Yes.
How does she feel?
She would have questions.
Does it come across? The answer I'm kind of looking for is pissed, mad, angry, frustrated. Not having questions.
If I couldn't answer her questions properly, the fact that Rodney, not only does he get, he doesn't pay for his hockey. Mm-hmm. He's now into Muay Thai.
Yeah.
He does not have to pay for that.
Right.
His transportation to and from the hockey.
Okay, hold on. We're getting a little off topic here. So my point to you, Dave, is if the Peterborough Huskies bank account is not set up for e-transfers, which is weird. I don't know what bank account's not, but if you're telling me the truth, if it's not, then I'm sorry, we don't accept e-transfers. You have to pay by either cash or check, and I would strongly caution check.
Yeah.
For checks and balances purposes, right? Keep you guys honest, keep everybody honest, paper trail kind of thing, right? If your account is not set up for e-transfer, then we don't accept e-transfers. Because I'll tell you one thing, if my son or daughter was a part of the Peterborough Huskies and I paid $250 and I found out it went into your account, Dave, I wouldn't have questions for you. I'd be pissed at you. Okay? Is that clear?
I understand the business, and I thought
no. There's no questions. There's not. Oh, Dave, I hope that you put that back in somewhere. There's not.
I don't expect you to hold.
Because my kid belongs to Peterborough Huskies, not to Dave Tuck.
Yes.
So the money that these people pay, and you're the one who said they don't have a lot. They're on ODSP, so for them to scrounge up $250, I can only imagine what that takes for them to save that. Maybe a couple nights out a month where they used to go to the movies or something. Sorry, but guys, we can't go to the movies this month because we have hockey registration to pay for. And that ends up in your bank account. I'm sorry. It's not questions. It's I'm pissed. And Dave, you need to think like that. You need to think. You're running an organization, and you need to run it like a business. You're dealing with other people's money. You got that? You have to keep everything separate. You cannot have membership's money going into your bank account or Kathy's. And then the withdrawals. I don't know where it went. I don't know. I know it went to the Peterborough Huskies, but I don't know where. Okay? I know you didn't start this organization out for that, but it led to that.
It's gotten way out of hand. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just,
give me 1 second, okay? I just need to step out of the room for a second, and I'll be right back, okay? won't keep you much longer. Okay, so I think I've covered most of the stuff. The Versa was written off, right, from that accident? Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So, I know from talking with Kathy, your relationship with her hasn't been, it's been rocky, eh? Yeah. Pretty rocky and stuff like that. You've worked a lot. She's at home a lot, right? Because she doesn't work, right? You know, has she said to you, you know, I feel like I'm not doing anything, so I want to kind of help out where I can and kind of get some money for you guys? Has she said, let's do this? Like, or is this just something you both have just started doing? Like taking the money from the account and put it in your account, stuff like that. I'm just trying to figure it out, Dave.
So am I. Honestly, I am. Just.
Because like I'm saying, like when you see a $790 withdrawal, and then the next day, you know, $300 or $400 of that is put in your account, and the rest might be spent on the Huskies, and the rest might be spent on stuff at home. I'm not sure. And it sounds like you don't really know. Like, where does this come from? Is this a conversation that you and Kathy have? You're both withdrawing it. You're both signing, right, to withdraw the money.
Yeah.
So, if she says, "Hey, we have a bill to pay. We're going to pay cash $200," does it not? Like, why are we getting $700 out and then $300 ends up in your account? Like, what? You gotta walk me through it because I'm not getting it.
Trust. I trust her, and she trusts me, and that's our biggest downfall right there. Is, like I say, you know, she'd tell me, you know, we gotta go pay so and so and get the check, so we're paying cash for it. And I know I keep saying that, but that's what we did a lot, and that's why I remember that. I don't know. I don't remember to everybody. Maybe the arenas, you know, because like there's a lot of ice time.
You pay cash?
Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's paid cash.
There's a lot of checks to the arenas too.
Yeah, I don't know what our total bills were other than the one for the one you talked about at Bewdley.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like going up in Total Sportswear for clothing orders. Go in and I know I've done that. Paid cash there a few times.
But where are the receipts for those? Where are the receipts? Because I'm sure
Well,
a clothing company is going to give you a receipt because they have to submit that stuff for their taxes.
Yeah. We'll have to.
So they can't be doing stuff under the table for you.
No, we don't ask anybody to do anything
No.
under the table for us.
No, and I wouldn't imagine any business would because engage an audit or something like that, right? So.
But there's.
But where do the receipts go? Do you just discard them like they're garbage?
I don't have anything to do with the receipts. All honestly, I don't. Nothing to do with the receipts. And that's.
So are you saying that Kathy is the financial person for the Huskies?
And I trust her.
Okay. So walk me through a cash withdrawal. Do you both go to the bank?
Yes, we both go to the bank. We both stand there. She tells the teller how much she wants. We both have to sign. I trust Kathy. I throw my autograph on there.
So Kathy doesn't tell you what the money's for.
She probably does, but
Okay.
I've got a really bad memory, or I just okay. I trust you. Like, I do have a bad memory, anybody will tell you this, but, so, until I sit down and think about it and figure it out, if I knew it before, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But if I trust her, it's basically one ear out the other. It's like, you married? Trust your wife?
Well, we'll leave me out of this one. Okay.
But no, you don't have to answer.
Yeah.
But it's your spouse. She does the same for me.
No, I get what you're saying. My question is, does she then go to your bank, Dave Tuck, and deposit money in your bank for you?
No.
So you do that?
She doesn't believe she can do that.
So the cash deposits that you have done, Dave,
Yes.
to Dave Tuck's personal account,
Yes.
where has that money come from?
It was probably come from Kathy. And whether it be to pay
And Kathy doesn't have a job,
no. Kathy does not have a job.
so where's Kathy getting the money from?
What would be the
Huskies account, right?
yeah.
Do you think there's anything else we haven't covered? You've done great. Like I said, Dave, you did not start this organization, and I don't believe for 1 minute you started this organization to say, "Hey, Kathy, let's do this and let's find some money and let's get ahead." Don't believe it.
But
Don't believe it at all.
We're further behind now than we'll ever be.
But let's back up. You started this organization from here, right?
Yes.
From your heart,
Yes.
right? And then, as time went on, you guys were in charge of the finances. Finances at home struggled, right? And a little bit here, a little bit there that people don't know about. Look how fast it adds up, right?
Like I said, I just lost words. That amount just to floors me. I can't believe that amount.
Yeah. How much would you think of the amount we've talked about here? So 41,000, 32 plus the 9. Let's stop at that for 41. How much of that do you think ended up with the Tucks? If you were to guess.
Oh, God, I can't guess. It doesn't really matter what I guess. I have no way of proving it at this point.
Now the detective stops being polite and starts being personal. He uses Valerie Henry as a proxy for every donor, even if each sponsored child was covered. If her e-transfer lands in Dave's account, she won't have questions. She'll be furious. That's shame pressure, designed to make Dave admit the practice is wrong without arguing about intent. Then he changes gears, leaves the room, and returns with the marriage angle. He frames it as trust becoming their downfall and pushes one admission. Cash deposits came from Huskies' money, with no receipts proving where it went, and can't prove it today.
Well, there is proof here. There's a lot of cash deposits into your account.
And trust me, whether it's $10 or $32,000, $41,000, it's wrong.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how much. I can't show you $10. How am I? Doesn't matter. It's beyond me.
But you do agree that there's some, obviously, a lot, we just don't know the number, that is definitely from the Huskies account.
I can't deny it. There's no way.
Okay. So what do you think should happen to any person who has inappropriately spent funds from a not-for-profit organization?
Well, it's obvious. It's never handle the funds for the nonprofit organization ever again. Put it in someone else's hands. Yeah, it's the only thing I can suggest. Like I say, I hope to God that it doesn't kill the Huskies. I hope to God we come through with this, make things right. I can't work any more hours than I already am. I have nothing of great value to sell to pay it back, so I'm gonna have to work it off, pay it back.
But how much are you gonna pay back?
Well, like, I can't offer up what you have on paper there. That's going to take me how many years? But, like, I don't know. There's, I'd like to say under 5, that the amount that you have,
Can I tell you something, Dave? One thing that worries me is this hockey tournament that you are proposing to have here in the city of Peterborough. I think you said, I read in the paper something about 80 teams possibly coming.
Upwards, yeah. SHI has 80 teams. I think it's 47 different organizations from all over the world.
There's budgets and stuff.
Yes, we
There's
have
money. There's money passing hands and stuff like that. And we're talking for that. I mean,
we're talking $150,000 roughly.
Yeah.
Is our budget.
Yeah.
We're talking generated of almost upwards of $2 million for the city community.
Yeah, but that's not money that you would touch.
Neither side of it. Neither the 150 nor the.
Okay, but someone will be touching that money because that money is going to come in as registration for the tournament, and then that money is going to turn around and go to ice, right? It's going to go to the dance, the
opening and closing ceremonies,
all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Right. So that money is going to get touched.
Yes.
So we're talking,
We're talking a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Just under $250,000.
Yes, and we are in the works of finding a bookkeeper, accountant. That's what I'm looking for.
Like most not-for-profits have, right?
Yes, and we for that, so that we don't screw it up. Like we have our organization, we want an accountant to look after it all.
Okay.
But as it stands with the, just getting started, money hasn't started rolling in. If it has, it's, in the account, not coming out. It's being run completely separate from the Huskies, and I need that to be out there. If this gets out there, I'd like this not to get out there in the public, but it's going to be really difficult. I know it's going to be difficult keeping this from the public.
Yeah.
That's what's going to hurt us.
Yeah.
And like I said, for the community's sake and beyond me and everybody else, it doesn't hurt the tournament.
Right.
That's Huskies is priority one.
Yeah.
Straighten that out.
Yeah.
But to let them know that this has nothing to think this. The Huskies, stay together and put on this tournament, rectify all our issues, and make whoever we can make them happy again. Yeah. However we do it. But this tournament will, I don't want these kids, any kids, to go without because of us.
That makes sense.
That's, this is me and Kathy's mistake. This is on us. It's not on anybody else in the Peterborough Huskies organization. Family, player, coach,
Okay.
any of them. This is not on them. And the tournament's completely separate from it. So
I agree with you.
like I said, we screwed up majorly. To what total extent, I don't know. But, yeah, I'd like to put it all on me. You know, I like to be the sole one held responsible, but Peterborough Huskies are two of us. I know this is killing Kathy.
Yeah.
I know it's killing her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be apologizing until the cows come home.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be paying until the cows come home.
Yeah.
But if that's what I got to do to make it right, then that's what I'll do.
That's what I like to hear.
It may take me a while, but I will figure it out.
That's what I like to hear, Dave.
Well, it's like I'm talking to a parent right now.
Mm-hmm.
You support the Huskies,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You don't support me.
Right.
You support the Huskies.
Right.
So not only do I have to answer to you, I have to answer to everybody else outside these walls. And I have to make it right. I don't know how everybody wanted me to make it right. Some people, you'll never make it right. It's just, it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it.
Yeah.
There's some people you'll never make it right too.
You're right. You're right.
But even them, I will try.
Dave,
Because
that's spoken like a true man. Exactly.
That's
exactly what we're looking for.
well, that's,
You know?
what else can I say?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and like I said, I don't know how I can get it out there.
Yeah.
To let people know that.
Yeah.
You know, this is ours. You know, my screw up, whether to say it's mine and Kathy's screw up, it's our screw up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Peterborough Huskies screw up.
Okay.
Don't blame the Peterborough Huskies. It's not their fault.
Okay.
There's no way. And yeah, we are the founders.
Yeah.
If we have to sign off on just not only just banking, but as founders, you know, or president and vice president or whatever of the Huskies, we can never sign off as founders. But if we can sign off everything and someone else looks after it all, it would break me to do that.
Yeah.
But for them families of the Peterborough Huskies to continue on doing what they're doing and the love of it, I'm willing to do that
Good for you.
because it's not their fault.
Good for you, Dave. Well done. Well said.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts to do this. It hurts to say that if I'd have to do that. Sorry, I just never thought the day I thought I'd have to say that. That hurts the most right there. I'm sorry. I can't get it. Sorry,
Take your time. Take
it's
your
been
time.
30 years since I cried. To lose these guys is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. All right.
I hear you.
And I think Kathy would be the blubbering idiot in here. Not me. Wow. I haven't done that in a long time. But that's tough.
Let it out. Let it out, Dave. It's no big deal.
Oh, it is a big deal.
Not crying. Not crying's not.
No, but that's what brings this on.
I
It's
know.
a big deal.
I know.
Ah, sakes. It's one thing I promised myself I'd never do, and that's light in one of those things I just lighted it tonight. I promised myself I'd never do it. And something this stupid does it.
So make it the last time then, Dave.
Right.
Make it that the last night you spend in that cell.
I don't even want it to be the first night.
I know. To make it right. Right?
Yeah, it's,
Make it right.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Yeah. can say or do to change anything that we've done. You know, nothing I can say or do to make it any easier. Make a promise that this day forward, make it right.
This day forward, make it right.
That's all I can do. That's all I can say.
Okay. Do you have anything else that we think we haven't covered? No? Okay. Okay. Let's head back this way then. And we'll go from there and get you guys some dinner and get you settled for the night, okay?
After a 5-month trial, Dave and Kathy Tuck were fully cleared of the fraud charge tied to their management of the former Peterborough Huskies special needs hockey organization. But even with their names cleared, the damage was already done. Sponsors had pulled out, support dried up, and the Huskies eventually dissolved. In the aftermath, a new organization was formed under a new board, and the Peterborough Huskies were rebranded into a new team, the Electric City Maroon and White. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.